gentlemen, welcome back to the Daily Dimensions podcast. As always, I am your host, Smitty, back with another one, man. But today, before we get into the episode, let's get into our sponsor segment brought to you by Soul Food Sundays. All right, my beautiful people, if you're looking for something to do this Valentine's Day, look no further. The good folks at Soul Food Sundays in the UPN are putting together a fire event. Lovers and friends, it's a Valentine's Day vibe, y'all. February 11th at Jazzy's Cabaret, Orange Street in New Haven, Connecticut. Doors open at 7 p.m. Whether you single and ready to mingle or you coming in there with the woman and man of your dreams, it don't matter. We got a vibe for everybody. We got the single social with Brittany J, R&B love karaoke, and it's just a pure vibe till 2 a.m. after that. We rocking, we rolling, and we making it happen. Whether you single or you in love, this is the place where you need to be, man. Jazzy's Cabaret. Shout out to the good folks at Soul Food Sundays. Get your tickets now. Tap in. Let's make it happen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that was our sponsor segment from the good folks at Soul Food Sundays. Again, tap into the event. Lovers and friends. It's a vibe. I'm going to be in the building. Get your tickets. Let's make it do what it do, man. So this episode, if y'all tapped in the last time y'all saw me, last time you heard my beautiful voice and it was just me on here seeing this beautiful skin, you feel me? We talked about how the internet ruined sex, right? And at the end of that episode, I left y'all with a gem. I said, put a price tag on who you are and make people pay that price. And if they're not willing to pay that price, don't do business with them. That was a gem. We dropped it on Instagram. The reel took off, all that fun stuff. Something I try to live by, right? But it took me a while to get to that point where I can live by that every day and live by it consistently and not let somebody move me off of that standpoint. And it took a while because of the value I held myself in, right? So today we're talking about value. I know on the internet, you click stuff, they talking about high value man, high value woman. This is not one of those episodes. I'm not about to go Kev Samuels. I'm not about to go Fresh and Fit pod on y'all. I'm not about to do that. But what I am about to do is tell y'all about something that helped me, right? So let's start off by defining value. I know y'all love when I bring out the Google definitions in here, but I wrote it down, and what it says is importance, worth, or usefulness of something. So think of it as yourself, your importance, your worth, your usefulness, the regard something is held to deserve. Let's talk about that. A person's principles or standards of behavior. Let's talk about that too, because the standards we have versus this, what we're supposed to be doing versus what the media said versus what pop culture said is all over the place. And what you hold to be important in life. What is the most important thing to you? A lot of us will say one thing, but if you look at the fruit of our life and you look at our actions that follow it, it's something completely different. Let's analyze these actions. So with that being said, I was someone who struggled greatly. And when I say greatly, I mean like with a capital GRE, all them letters, like greatly, with self-worth and value. I was the kind of person who did not affirm myself and kind of got my validation through how I could affirm other people. I didn't feel good unless I was doing something for someone else, because then they would be like, oh, thank you. And the thank you or the praise or how it made them feel would make me feel good about myself. Instead of already being secure in myself, instead of already valuing myself, instead of already loving myself in the way that I should be loving myself, I was out here chasing it through serving other people. And it led to this vicious cycle. We talked about it in the Bria Simone episode. Vicious cycles, man. You find yourself trapped in these things. And it led me in a cycle of constantly trying to people please, right? So if anyone here can relate, you feel me? People pleasing is something that creeps up on you. You just start off trying to be helpful. And then it goes from being helpful to like, you don't feel like a complete human being if you're not helping somebody, or you don't feel like a complete human being if you're not attached to someone that you can build up or add value to, or whatever it may be. And then people to you start to become projects. You feel me? It's like Jada Pinkett, not that far though, but when she was on the Red Table Talk and she was talking about August and she was like, I just wanted to fix him. Like, right? You get into that space where you look unconsciously, right? Start to look for situations where you can come in and build somebody up, because the more you can build them is the more you think they'll be appreciative of it. And the more you think they'll be appreciative of it is the better you think you're going to feel. And that's where I found myself in terms of my self-worth. My self-worth was so low that I had to find someone else who was also low to build them up, to make me feel better, instead of just turning around and pouring into myself and building myself up. And that was crazy for me. It took a while for me to know that. And it's not just in relationships, but in friendships, right? Connecting with people I should not be connected to because I'm trying to help them, or even family relationships, right? Helping people beyond where I should be helping them, because I want them to be like, yeah, you know, like you want your family to have nice things to say about you. You don't want them to ever be like, oh, so-and-so didn't do this, you know. And even then you could do a lot for your family and they still could sit there and be like, you ain't never did. So like, that's a whole nother conversation. But that's where I found myself, because I looked at myself as someone who was only good, right? We talked about use, right? The usefulness of something. I felt my usefulness was tied up in just doing things for other people and doing things for other people so I could feel good. And that's not where you need to be. So what helped me to get out of it, what helped me to start to value myself more, was obviously therapy. I'm in therapy. If you're someone who's looking to get into therapy, holla at me. We could point you in the right direction. But getting around people who were able to not only tell me I'm bugging, but show me the tools to continue to affirm myself. You know, we talk about positive affirmations, and like for men, that's weird, because to sit there and look in the mirror and be like, yo, I love myself and I'm this and I'm that and this, all these different things. That's not what a lot of us are shown. And even this morning, right before I came down here to record this video, I seen a video of like a teacher with a bunch of young black boys, and there was like 10 of them, and he made them walk up to a mirror and say one thing they love about themselves. And in that moment, I was like, value, man, because he's instilling in these young boys, like, you got to love yourself and you got to speak highly of yourself. And if you don't love yourself and speak highly of yourself, you can't expect other people to do it. You can't live off of other people's praise. You got to praise yourself first, man. You got to love yourself first. You got to big up yourself first, man, before you go around and start to do it for other people. You can't pour from that empty cup. And if your value is low, your cup is very, very much lower, you know, so you have to continue to pour into yourself, whether that's taking yourself on a date. That's another weird concept that I had to wrap my mind around. But take yourself on a date, go get some food, be that person at the restaurant sitting by yourself. It's fine. You know, go to the movies by yourself. It's cool. It's all right. Take a vacation by yourself. That's even scarier. I might try that soon though. Take a vacation by yourself. Do what you got to do, man, but love yourself. Take yourself on a date, go for a walk. Invest in your body and your health, invest in your mindset, invest in everything, man. Just take care of you. All the things that you wish someone could have did for you or would have did for you, or like the princess treatment or the king treatment that you're looking for, like whatever that is, you got to give it to yourself first. And I learned that the hard way. You can't expect someone to give you something that you're not giving yourself, because you set the standard on your treatment. And if you're treating yourself like crap, you can't expect someone else to come in and treat you that much better. If you're out here moving a certain way, people are going to adjust accordingly. And if you start moving the other way, people are going to adjust to that accordingly as well. So you can't sit here and expect too much from people. You can't expect more from people than you're giving to yourself. You set that standard within yourself first, whether it's with boundaries, whether it's with the things you allow and don't allow, how you see yourself, talk to yourself, what you say to yourself in your mind, how you process things, the investment you make in yourself. That's where you set that. And if you do it for yourself, you will attract what you're doing for yourself. You will attract what you are looking for. And all it takes is that first step, just saying, I want better. You know, I want to be better. And as you take those steps to be better and work towards just being in a better state of mind, your value goes up. You're not even going to know what's happening, but it's going to go up. And you're going to start to see in yourself what you should have seen all along, or what you knew was there but didn't know how to live in it every single day, or to be that way every single day. You only know how to do it part-time, right? I was a temp worker when it came to valuing myself. You feel me? Like, it was very small shifts. You feel me? The check was low. The money wasn't there. Like, I did not value myself that way. And one thing I ask people, when I have conversations with them about value, and how you see yourself is, if you were to put a price tag on yourself, what would that price be? We talked about it in that other episode. Would you say you feeling like $1 million? Would you say you looking like $1 million? Or would you say you looking like Dollar Tree? Even though they value went up a little bit, it's like $1.25 now in Dollar Tree. It ain't a straight dollar for everything no more. I seen something in there for $2 actually, and that threw me off. I said, come on now, y'all starting to turn into Family Dollar. But I digress, man. But what's the value that you would put on yourself? Would you value yourself at $1 million? Would you say you're priceless? You feel me? Because like a lot of people don't say that either. But what's that price? How do you view yourself? If you walking around here like you $19.99, you on sale, you buy one, get one free, you pay less goods, like, you feel me? You flea market goods, then people gonna treat you like flea market goods. They gonna think they getting a steal. And then they gonna steal your joy and steal your happiness and steal everything that you had going for you. And then you're gonna be left with nothing. And then you're gonna feel like you really at that flea market, that New Haven flea market price. It'd be some good stuff in there though. Low key, I get some sea moss from there sometimes. Shout out to my man Earl. But yeah, you gotta value yourself, man. You gotta value yourself. You gotta love yourself. And if somebody asks you what's that price, ask yourself what's that price. And it better have some commas in it. If you ain't gonna say priceless, it better have some commas in it. I don't want nothing less. But another thing too, right, is standing firm in our beliefs. It's very easy for social media and pop culture and what's cool on the news to shape what we value and to shape what we think is important right now. And it sucks, especially in relationships, right? There's 1,000,001 pages of nonsense that say, this is how a man should be. This is how a woman should be, and then there's people who share different parts of their life that probably really shouldn't be shared. We got people up here talking about, let's not even do that. Not even, I was going to do it. Yeah, I know who I'm talking about if you think about it hard enough. Yeah. There's people talking about a lot of sick, disgusting things, man. But they low key, they start to set a standard, and then people start talking about it, and then people get interested in it, and then it starts flowing, and next thing you know, you want to try it, and now it's something you're looking for. It's very easy to be manipulated by the media. Like, that's exactly what they want, whether it's through advertisements. Like, the goal of an advertisement is to try and get you to do something. Every time you watch a commercial, there's an attempt to manipulate you into a form of behavior to go do something. But it's the same when you watch a music video. It's the same when you on a blog site. It's the same when you on the Shade Room. It's the same when you on Spiritual Word, and it's not even spiritual no more. It's a lot of that, man. So you got to watch what you pour into yourself, because if you walking around trying to be this Mercedes GLE, you know what I mean? You trying to be a BMW, a Lamborghini, whatever it may be, you feel me? And that's the value you set yourself at. You trying to be a track hawk, but you walking around putting regular gas into this vehicle that you think you are by consuming this media, by speaking about yourself a certain way, by scrolling and consuming certain things. You're going to ruin that vehicle. It's slowly but surely. You're going to be riding fine for a little bit, but slowly but surely that engine going to start to clunk. It's going to start emitting some fumes it's not supposed to. Something going to fail. Check engine light going to come on, and you're going to be like, dang, what happened? I was a Lamborghini, and my Lamborghini now is because what did you pour into yourself? Some regular gas. You was going down to Splash Car Wash to get your oil changes instead of going to the dealership. You was doing everything wrong. You was letting Julio in the cut come work on the whip instead of going to the. You got to watch who you allow to work on you. Watch who you allow to pour into you. Watch what you're putting into yourself and what you consume. If you really sit here and think about, like, the eyes are the window to the soul, what are you looking at every single day? Are you sitting here looking at nonsense? Are you looking at people talk about nonsense? Are you looking at just a bunch of people exposing themselves, going crazy? And that starts to define your value, especially for young kids, man. The things you see, I tell y'all all the time, I wanted to be in G Unit because of the things I seen, and I glorified that. And I was like, oh my God, like that's the kind of man I want to be. It is not the kind of man I want to be anymore. But even now, you see, for women, who do you idolize? And you shouldn't even be idolizing anybody. That's a whole nother conversation with idolatry. But role models and who you model yourself after is extremely important. And if you're modeling yourself after people who really ain't going nowhere, and you have a 0% chance of really living the life they live, and they in a different bracket than you, and they don't really got no morals, and they don't really police themselves, you modeling yourself after the wrong person. I'm telling you, you need to get in alignment with who you are really called to be. Step into that purpose-driven life, value yourself, love yourself, and just get into the habit of continuing to walk in a healing journey, a journey of self-discovery, because it never ends. It's like that journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step, keep moving in it, keep walking in it. And again, some of the things that helped me was affirmations. It's weird, but I do it. Even sitting into this, looking at this screen and this camera, like it's me talking to myself. That's my mirror. Access control is another huge one. Who are you allowing to have access to you? And boundaries is another huge one. At the very least, y'all can start there, man. And my hope is that each and every day we begin to love ourselves a little bit more. And in doing so, we are able to better love the people around us, because it's hard to love somebody when you don't love yourself. It's hard to do right by people when you don't do right by yourself. And everything that you're going to put out in the world starts somewhere in here, whether it's what you're going to put out as a dad, a mom, a brother, a sister, a husband, and a employee, a boss, a supervisor. Whatever you're going to put out in the world, it starts in here first. And it starts with you valuing yourself. It starts with you loving yourself. It starts with you treating yourself right. So take this as your little notice. I'm putting you on notice. Start loving yourself more. In 2023 and beyond, I need you right there to start loving yourself more. There's no reason that you should be crying at night. There's no reason you should be letting these people play with your emotions. There's no reason that you don't take that step because you're afraid and you're living in fear. There's no reason why you're not taking that step because you know you're uncertain, you're unsure, you don't know if you're good enough. No more of that. You are good enough. You're worthy enough. You're confident enough. Just step into it. You have the talent. You have the ability. Just make it happen and put that price on yourself of being priceless, of being beyond someone's tax bracket, beyond reach, beyond comparison. Like nobody can touch you because you're beautifully and wonderfully made. You are a unique individual and you are here to stay. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Shout out to Soul Food Sundays for the sponsor segment in the beginning and all the good people over there. If you are looking to promote with us and get on the sponsor segment, if you're looking to do product placement on these shelves, if you're trying to do anything, connect with me, merch, all of that, let's talk, man. I love y'all. Tap into the website. We got big things coming soon. April, I have a live event for y'all. Stay on alert for that. That is coming. Flyer working on it soon. And until next time, I love y'all, man. Peace.